This is the typical behavior of a narcissist, where they sense your interest has waned. Greetings, and thank you for tuning in to the Narcissist and Karma channel. The narcissist certainly has serious issues with abandonment anxiety and persistent emotions of rejection. Even though you were still a part of their life, they made plans for your potential departure. Hacking your accounts, keeping tabs on your activities, and carefully observing your social media presence are all manifestations of this recurrent storyline in their head that you would desert them. Their abrupt, often unpleasant, arrival into your life may be motivated by a genuine fear of being abandoned. It's paradoxical that the rejection of a narcissist may leave a scar on a great and treasured friendship. However, as empaths and the narcissist's chosen ones, we know that the decision to end the relationship ultimately rests with us. Once the narcissist realizes you're no longer interested in them, the dynamic of the relationship shifts. The subsequent rejection can leave you feeling vulnerable and disoriented, and it may prevent you from learning the narcissist's genuine motivations and objectives. When you finally say, "I will not tolerate this abuse in any form or shape," and cut the narcissist out of your life, the narcissist will lose all sense of reality. They go off the deep end and become completely unreasonable and crazy. Now is when you'll see them hoovering or making frantic attempts to reclaim power over you. They will go to great lengths to obtain their narcissistic needs, making it more likely that you will have to interact with them. This is merely a glimpse into their essential nature, even though it may be puzzling or disheartening. In their desperation to get in touch with you, they can even make up profiles to try and contact you. Their need for supply is severe. I try to stress in my videos how much we unintentionally bolstered their egos. We helped boost their reputation, and they bought into the story we told about them. They thought we would always be in pain and yearn for their company. It seems strange, but they don't understand that once they get a new supply line, they immediately cut back. This procedure aids in re-establishing equilibrium within the narcissistic marketplace. One of my subscribers came up with the phrase leveling, so pay attention to what I'm saying here and give them some credit. They are miserable on the inside and are trying to connect with you by bringing you down to their level. They wish to be on an even footing with you, but as I have shown, they tend to minimize their own weaknesses. It's as though they took the simple, convenient route and are now attempting to sell you on how wonderful it is, despite your recognition of the hollowness at the heart of their choice. Therefore, I have decided to adhere to a stricter code. It is my sincere desire that we empaths, as a group, raise the bar for ourselves and the partnerships we form. You know the routine if you want to help out a fellow reader. Click the like button and enter your email address. It won't take more than 2 seconds, and I'll go into detail. However, if a hoover hasn't already happened, you should get ready for it. I solemnly swear it will occur. They have a strategy to pull you back in that involves something close to a vacuum. This is a probing of your moral fiber on their part. They want proof that you haven't escaped their clutches. They are relentless in their pursuit of evidence of your ongoing distress, and hence make frequent checks on your emotional condition. In all candor, I'm compelled to raise the notion that this introspection is linked to the profound spiritual bonds between the two of you. Like I said earlier, if they keep popping into your head, it's probably because you're a big deal in theirs. These dynamics explore the hidden dimensions of existence. Their obsession with you could lead them to engage in strange rituals, such as wearing shoes with your name on them, or constantly referring to you by name. Strange as it may sound, love spells and other such phenomena do exist. They are the epitome of weirdness, trust me on that. In the same vein as strangeness, have you ever seen Hey Arnold? Arnold and Helvis write, "A timeless favorite from the 90s. I'm not sure how old you are, but Hey Arnold was a huge deal in the 1990s. When I think back to when I was younger, Hey Arnold. But my mum often jokingly referred to me as a football head, a reference to Arnold's nickname in the show. She was so enamored with Hey Arnold that she kept a shrine to the show in her wardrobe. It's only an example to show how narcissists act in general. It's typical of them to try to put others down and treat them badly. Even if they are aware of the presence of their own emotions, they put on a mask of indifference and refuse to acknowledge them. This facade of disinterest could damage your sense of self-worth as they pursue their destructive goals. They may act like they don't care, but deep down they really want you to be a part of their lives. What I'm about to tell you is crucial, and I mean that sincerely. It's not easy to put yourself in their shoes if you've lately been devalued, rejected, or forced to cut relations due to their excessive conduct. It's possible that some of the facts I offer will push your cognitive boundaries. Consider it a form of spiritual husbandry in which I plant the seeds of wisdom. I'm confident that as time goes on, you will reflect on my words and see the truth in them. Nothing is as it seems if the narcissist figures out that you've lost interest in them. It develops into a cat and mouse struggle. They will run away like a scared mouse while you try to figure out what's going on, track them down, and find a solution. There has been a sudden reversal in the power structure. We, the Earth Angels, stand for the forces of good, while they, personified by lingering bad smells, are the embodiment of the evil that follows us everywhere. For the love of God, please be sure to close the door behind you as you leave the room. Do not give them any room to maneuver that could lead to disaster. Don't give them any openings to exploit. You can count on them to feel hopeless while they scramble to obtain new supplies. They have probably moved on to a new victim, engaging in the same sexual actions they did with you. Remember that they may still have your images and stuff and use them for their own ends. Narcissists have odd habits, including hoarding trivial items that remind them of you. They hold on to these trinkets as if they were priceless. The crusty, eccentric narcissist was real in my experience. Let me elaborate by describing what happened when my mother passed away. The dusty eccentric took acts that led to my imprisonment and started a big smear campaign against me in this strange scenario. At the same time, they kept my mother's crystal ashtray, which was very precious to me because I did not have much of her stuff left. When I heard that, my first thought was, "Are you kidding me? You have my belongings and are clinging to memories of my past. This is a joke, but it shows how ridiculous the situation is." An injunction from the court ordering the restitution of the property was ultimately necessary. This gave me the ability to have the final say. They wanted to demonstrate their warped and evil character by manipulating my loyalty to my mother. That they would resort to such extreme measures is unsettling. A narcissist treated an infection on my finger, and I revealed the experience in a previous video. I can't deny that this action brought an unshed tear to my eye. The absence of a motherly figure in my life has likely contributed to these feelings. My father raised me after my mother left us when I was 2 years old, which is unusual in today's society where many children are raised completely by their mothers. This meant I lacked a nurturing adult female role model throughout my formative years. Consequently, when a female, expressed genuine concern for me, dust and quirks be damned. For instance, I felt like crying every time she exhibited genuine concern for me. That her care elicited an emotional response at all is astonishing. The maternal side of me is really moved by it. Let's get serious, though. It's critical to make it very obvious to the narcissist that you don't want to continue with them. You can't go back now. The grey rock technique can help you keep your emotional distance, which is especially important if there are kids involved. You can say something like, "Listen, I'm only interested in talking about things that involve the kids. Let's maintain our concerns for them at the forefront of our discussions. Please don't bother me with unrelated issues. This is the only subject in which I'm interested." Use your own words, but be clear that you have absolutely little interest in the specifics of their lives. Parallel parenting can be helpful if your present ways of co-parenting with the narcissist are not producing the desired results. One of my subscribers taught me about this method, and it has the potential to make a big difference. However, it is crucial to underline the need of establishing firm limits. The narcissist may try very hard to get you back into their life because of the power and supply you represent to them. Therefore, it is essential to state categorically that you and your ex cannot ever be friends again. Gaining mastery over your sexual desires and the ability to spend time alone without feeling lonely will help you appreciate who you are and inspire you to keep growing. How low we have stooped to put up with the narcissist in our midst is beyond comprehension. We were saved from a hopeless and routine existence, and it seemed as though God or the cosmos intervened to pull us out of that hazardous circumstance. While we were in the thick of it, it's understandable if we were fully brainwashed. I understand that not everyone will enjoy reading what I have to say. My suggestion is to cherry-pick the stuff that speaks to you and toss the rest. What I'm doing with my words is analogous to sowing spiritual seeds. I'm planting the seeds of spiritual development that will one day bring forth their rewards. It's important to remember that the narcissist may attempt to reclaim power over you even as you make progress toward healing and moving on. When my energy shifted, I began to heal. It was as if the vacuum cleaners emerged out of nowhere to try to pull you back in. Because I had finally moved past needing the narcissist's presence in my life and was well on my way to recovery, I recall specific incidents from a few years ago where the narcissist resorted to creating funny social media identities to hoover me. I can promise you that their actions are completely unreasonable and that they are highly volatile. As you continue on your path, I implore you to exercise caution and vigilance. Abnormal conduct is widespread among this population. They could go to considerable lengths to catch a glimpse of you, such as visiting your home or place of work. They might hang out close by, observing your every move. They reveal their true nature as sadists by taking delight in seeing others suffer. They epitomize the term weird. My friend, they are the outcasts of society. It is critical that you be clear and forthright about your lack of interest in them. Weld the door shut if you have to, but definitely lock and bolt it first. As with my prior comment, I find myself underlining this term over and over because of its significance. I truly value your participation and time here today. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely consider becoming a subscriber. The description of this video has a link to our contribution page, where you can book a one-on-one consultation with me. In addition to my efforts to combat narcissism, I'm also preparing to start a spiritual channel that will feature a wider variety of topics. Keep an eye out for a video coming your way shortly. Thank you and rest in peace. If you're not interested in them, it's critical that you make that abundantly apparent. Weld the door shut if you have to, but definitely lock and bolt it first. As with my prior comment, I find myself underlining this term over and over because of its significance. I truly value your participation and time here today. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you found this video helpful. A link to our donation page and my availability for private sessions are provided below the video. In addition to my efforts to combat narcissism, I'm also preparing to start a spiritual channel that will feature a wider variety of topics. Keep an eye out for a video coming your way shortly. Thank you and rest in peace.